As we continue learning Microsoft Word 2016, we will be using the skills and knowledge we gained thus far to create and save differently formatted documents and gain a foundation of how to quickly create a variety of documents with varying styles using the built-in features of Word 2016. In the previous lesson, we learned how to open and close documents using the File tab option on the ribbon. We learned how to work with multiple documents, which we opened from the File tab using the most recent Files panel, as well as Browse feature of the Open option on the File menu to search through the computer to locate a document and open it by exploring the computer within the Browse window. As we concluded the lesson, we saw how Word behaves when we attempt to close a document and have not saved it. The options Word gives that allow us to choose to save our document. In the former lesson, we did not save any of the documents we opened or In this lesson, we will now go on to learn through exercise and demonstration the creation of documents, minor changes to the documents, and the features available in the Save option of the File tab. Let's start Microsoft Word 2016. By clicking on the Word icon, which should be located on your Windows taskbar, or if the program is not pinned to your taskbar, you can locate it by clicking on the Start icon on the taskbar, where you should see the program listed among the recently most often used programs. Look for the Word 2016 icon. If you don't see the Word 2016 program listed in the recently used programs listed when you press the Start icon, you should click on All Programs, which lists all of the programs installed on your computer after you have clicked the Start icon. We cover starting Word 2016 in more detail in the Section 1, Lesson 1 segment of the course. You may want to review that segment again if you are having a problem locating the Word 2016 program. Also, as we will be going to the next level of working with files in this segment of the course, you want to make sure you have completed the previous sections of the course and each of the lessons they contain, as we will be relying on skills we have already learned. You may want to take a quick review of the former segments to be more prepared to follow along as we start this segment. When you have found the Word 2016 program icon, click it, and the Word 2016 program will be started. When we first start Word, we get the Word Open Document screen. On the Word Opening screen, as you know from the previous lessons in the course, we see two different what we call panels, one to the left in blue background, where we see the word Recent, and one to the right in gray background. On the left panel, as you know, it shows documents recently opened for today, this week, and last week, depending on how many documents have been opened recently. In Lesson 1 of this section of the course, we told you that you can see that Word opened Word document types, the document names, and below the names you can see the location where these documents are stored, including what folders they are stored in. Now, I want you to take a look at the different icons next to the file names listed on the left panel. You can see that in addition to the Word 2016 icon, which you are familiar with, you have several different types of icons to the left of several of the file names you see listed in the Recent Files panel. The different icons indicate that Word opened or saved documents of file types other than just Word file type. A little further into this lesson, we will see how different file formats can be worked with in Word. We will see how we go about using the capability of Word to work with these different file formats, as well as the implications and advantages of this functionality. You already know that clicking on one of the recent documents in the Recent Documents pane will automatically open that pre-existing document for editing, viewing, or printing. Below the Recent Documents area on the left panel, under the horizontal line, you should recall that you have the Open Other Documents option, which you can see, indicated by the small folder icon. Clicking on Open Other Documents, as you should recall, will give you the options we discussed in Lesson 1 of this section. further options for opening pre-existing documents from the different locations they may be stored. Now, we want to focus on getting into the Word environment by creating a new document. Let's look at the panel on the right. On this panel, we get to create our documents here by clicking Blank Document, which will open Word with a blank document in the text area so you can begin to create, edit, format, view, and print a document from scratch. In this lesson, before we begin to go further into the dynamics of creating and formatting our documents from scratch, I want you to look further into the right panel and take notice that we see what are called document templates or pre-existing formatted documents already set up and designed for use. Word comes with a diverse set of document templates which can be opened as newly created documents and easily customized by just editing the information, allowing fast and easy creation of all types of already perfectly pre-formatted documents. As we go into the Word editing environment this time, we will select one of these templates, so we will already have a document in our text area for demonstration to work with and also to show you how easy it can be to create and edit documents. As I've stated, later in the course, we will again create a blank document from scratch and set up its format and various elements as we learn hands-on through examples and demonstration the features and functions for setting up a blank document from scratch. Let's start now by selecting a template. If you look all the way to the right on the right panel, you will see a scroll bar allowing you to look through the basic templates that come inside of Word. As you see, there are a variety of templates you can work with to get started with your new document. Let's say you don't see a template for the document type you're looking to create. Take a look at the top of the right panel where it says Search for Online Templates, and below where it says Suggested Searches. You can see that you can search for just about any kind of document template. Let's take a look at the templates available to us online by clicking Personal under Search Searches. Click on Personal under Suggested Searches. On this screen, we see that we will be creating a new document and that we are looking at the personal templates. You see there is a personal letterhead template, and by clicking it, I get a view of it, what it is used for, and normally this screen shows the template's download size. If I want to create a new document using this template, I just click Create. Let's click the X in the upper right corner of this template to close the view instead of creating it so we can take a look at another template. Look further down where we see the travel itinerary and personal data form, which we can open as a new document just by clicking Create, but not just yet. Some templates have multiple pages, and if you look below on this screen, you'll see arrows that indicate more images. You can view the different pages in a template by clicking to the left or right arrowheads here, where you see the pointer on your screen. Also, outside the image and description box of the template, you see arrowheads pointing left and right. Click on these to scan through the various templates of the type you have selected, as demonstrated here. Okay, let's click the X at the top of the template viewing box to close the view, and let's look at a more specific set of templates. In particular, templates relating to children. All the way to the right, we can see the various kinds of templates we have under Personal, the different categories of personal templates, and how many document templates are available of each type of personal template. In the Categories area to the right on the templates for Personal, use the scroll bar and look for the category Children. To the right, next to Children, you see how many different templates there are in the Children category under Personal. Click here. You now see displayed in the right panel, on the left pane, the personal templates on your screen for the Children category. Now, I want you to notice the template Permission form for use of child's image. Click it. If you like, at this point, you can view the different templates relating to children by pressing the arrowheads to the left or right, as I'm doing here. When you're done reviewing the templates in this category, use the arrowheads to go back to the permission form for use of child's image. We will now use this template to create a new document and open it in Word as we learn more about creating, saving, and working with different files and file formats. Click Create, and Word opens a new document, created based on this template with the document name entitled Document 1, as you can see here in the title bar. When we open a new document, Word entitles it temporarily Document 1 because it has not been saved and given a name yet. Now in the document editing area of the Word environment, we see the document template we selected on the screen. As you know, the area where the document is displayed is referred to as the text area. Above the text area at the top, we have the ribbon area and the horizontal ruler. Below at the bottom, we have the document information area, viewing layout mode icon area, and the zoom areas. To the left, we have the vertical ruler, and to the right, we have the vertical scroll bars. In the upper right-hand corner, we have icons for sizing the window for Word. We can use the small line icon to minimize Word, which if we click the window is placed on the taskbar and taken off the screen display, at which point to open it back up, you can just click the Word icon in the taskbar and the Word program will be redisplayed in its environment on the screen. We can use the overlapping little box at the top called the Restore icon between the small line and the X to resize the Word window and toggle back between resized and full screen. And we can use the X icon to close the Word program. This area with these three icons is called the Window Control area, as you should recall from Lesson 1 of this section of the course. All these areas surrounding the text area make up the Word environment, and the various areas surrounding the text area have the various elements which compose the Word tools you will be using to work with your documents as we will be going over and demonstrating. We will be learning to use the Word environment from a conceptual perspective, meaning we will learn each element as it can be practically applied to the purpose of the program, which is to create and edit documents, as will be demonstrated throughout the course. As we learn each concept, we will simultaneously be learning as we go along how we interact with all the Windows Productivity Suite programs fundamentally. If you recall, at the very top of your screen, you see what is called the Quick Toolbar area. Take note of the little pictures you see. If you look carefully, you will see an image of what looks like what is supposed to be a representation of a storage disk. The image is called an icon, as you know by now. This particular icon on the Quick Access Toolbar is most often used to indicate that clicking it will allow you to save your document. You see that using the mouse to move the arrow, called your pointer, onto the icon, and pausing it there for a moment, a balloon tip comes up, indicating what that icon does. Moving a pointer onto any icon or image of a function and pausing momentarily will give you a balloon tip indicating what that icon does. In this case, the balloon tip indicates to us that this icon's function is to save. Also in parentheses, you see Control S. This means that you can access the same function of this icon either by clicking on it or by holding down the Control key and simultaneously pressing S. So, clicking the Save icon or pressing Control S will allow you to save your document. Let's click the Save icon to see what we get, and then we will save our document. We see that when we first click Save on a newly created document, we get the Save As panel on the right in the gray area, and that we have a vertical set of options as a menu on the blue panel to the left, with Save As highlighted. The blue panel you see to the left is the File tab menu options area, where you perform all the file operations such as saving, opening, closing, printing, or sharing your document, as we covered in Lesson 1 of this section. In the panel to the right, here, where you see Save As at the top, in this pane of the gray area underneath, listed are all of the different locations you can save a file. which you should be familiar with, as they are the same locations we discussed when we learned about opening files from different locations. As you see, here you can save a file to Microsoft's OneDrive cloud system for the user logged in. You can also see that you can save to a site, or you can save to this PC, indicating your computer, or add a place to your list of Save As locations. Take note of the Browse folder, which will allow you to browse your computer to designate where you want to save your document. Let's click the folder icon item where it says Browse. Immediately, when we click here, you see that we get a Browse window, showing by default the Documents library, or the last location we browsed to. Let's save our document here in the Documents library under My Documents. Look at the highlighted area where it says File Name. Type in Word Training Exercise 1, as I'm doing here. Then, click Save. Once you click Save, you notice that we return to the document editing screen. Take note of the top area of your screen, the blue area where you see the name we have just given our document. It no longer says Document 1. The area where the document name is displayed, the title bar area. We can see that our document has been saved and has the title now we have given it, Word Training Exercise 1. We will now be going into more detail about the File tab Save options, as well as create a second document exercise from a template. Now that we are in our document where we are in view of the text area, we will be continuing this segment in the next lesson, where we will go back to the File tab and review the Save option and learn some key elements in dealing with files and saving them. This concludes this lesson.